Hi, I'm Janet Feld, and I'm the president and founder of Janet's Planet, Music Lessons for Humanoids. And today's lesson is about capos and keys, or how do they do that? In other words, maybe you've gone to a live show or you've watched videos on YouTube and you've seen guitar players, 2, 3 guitar players at a time on stage. They're all playing the same song, but they're not using the same, they're not doing the same thing on the neck of the guitar. All right, like for example, somebody's playing without a capo, but somebody has the capo on the 5th fret, another one on the 7th fret, or something like that. But it sounds good, and you're wondering, like, is this just because they're like from the special musician's planet and they had they drink like a magic potion or something, or they're just musical geniuses and I could never do that, or maybe I would just have to study at the School of Rock for several thousand years before I could understand it. Well, none of those things are true. It's just a really simple technique. It comes from what I like to refer to as the 1 + 1 = 2 part of music, the left brain part. You do use both parts of your brain, by the way, when you create any art, including music, and that's really good for brain plasticity. Say that 3 times fast. And also for kids, any arts actually really aids in an optimal brain development. So, just thought I'd get that pitch in there, in case, as a music teacher and somebody who's watched music and art programs get cut places because people think it's not essential. It's actually really optimal for brain development, and kids get better grades at school when they have the arts in there. It's because there's all that good traffic going on between the 2 sides of the brain, that corpus callosum traffic. It's a beautiful thing, and good for us older folks whose brains are already developed to keep us sharp. Now, what they're doing is this. They are playing in the same key. Now, what is key? What that means is that each song, every song, doesn't matter the style of the music, but every song is based upon a scale. And in Western music, most of the time, the songs are based upon a major scale or a minor scale. It's not always true, but that's usually the case. And in this case, the song I'm going to use today is based upon a major scale. What the heck is a major scale? That is some version of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. In this case, the key of F, or based on an F major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which is 8 notes, all right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. And do are the same note. They're just an octave apart. And an octopus has 8 legs, and an octagon has 8 sides, and an octave has 8 notes. October, by the way, used to be the 8th month until back in the ancient Roman Empire they decided to add July for Julius Caesar and August for the Emperor Augustus, because sometimes us humans do stuff like that. So now it's the 10th month for the last few thousand years. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use one of my current favorite pop songs. This is Katy Perry's Wide Awake, and I happen to love the lyrics and the melody. And it's also a song, you find this in many pop songs, where you have the same 4 chords played throughout the entire song. It doesn't matter which part of the song, even though the melody changes, the melody and the meter changes as you go through the song. I think that's a really nice technique. So in the key of F, we start out with a G minor, which is the 2 minor, and then we go to an A sharp, which is interesting because actually it's a B flat, right? That's the 4. And then, right, F, G, A, B flat, it's the 4, right? So F is 1, G is 2. We just played the 2 minor, G minor. Then we went to B flat, which is, or we could also play B flat here, all right? And then we're going to go to the F. That's the 1. And then that's the key word, so we always call it the 1. and then we're going to go to a C, and we're going to play it as a sus4 chord. I'm going to put my fourth finger on the 3rd fret on the D string, and that makes it a sus4 chord. What I'm doing is, the chord coming from, normally in a major chord, you would play the 1, the 3, and the 5 from starting at your root, right? So the root being C in this case. But what we're doing is we're playing 1, 4, 5, and that makes it sus4. You're playing the 4 instead of the 3. In case you're a theory geek like me and you like to know why things are called what they are. All right, so those are 4 chords. So we have the 2, we have the 4, we have the 1, we have the 5, right? And we play the 5 as a sus4 chord. We're playing the 2 as a minor. All right, now just to give you, I'm going to sing just a little bit of it. I'm going to go from the lift or the pre-chorus to the chorus. Wish I knew now what I know then. Wouldn't bow then, wouldn't bow down. Gravity hurts, you made it so sweet till I woke up on the concrete. So there's a lot of lyrics in there, okay? And now the meter and the melody is going to change as we go into the chorus. Falling from cloud nine, I'm crashing from that high. I'm letting go tonight. I'm falling from cloud nine. I'm wide awake. All right, and then you go into the next verse. Now, just lyrically, by the way, I love how the first verse is really the depths of despair, broken-hearted despair. You made it so sweet. Gravity hurts. You made it so sweet till I woke up on the concrete. I mean, that's the kind of line that'll send you right into therapy, doesn't it? But then in the second verse, she's pulled herself back together and she's healed and she's doing great. And not because she just fell in love with another guy, which I love. I love that there's a resurrection and sort of that phoenix thing going on in the second verse, simply because she was able to get it together. And I think that's a really nice thing. I've been in both places and appreciate that being reflected in a song. Isn't that why we like songs? Because they sound like how we feel. So anyway, just as a songwriting aside. So now let's say I've got somebody in the band, maybe it's me, and I'm doing the chord voicings. That's, I'm playing it the way I just played it, with no capo. Well, let's say I want somebody, I'm going to have somebody on another guitar. So let's move it up the neck a bit. There's a couple of possibilities. Now when it comes to bar chords, the chords come in different shapes. There's a bunch of different shapes that you move up and down the neck, and depending on which fret you're on, it changes what the name of the chord is. And the 4 basic shapes are the E shape. See, these fingers here are in the shape of an E chord, right? Or an E minor shape, right? So E, E minor, E shaped bar chord. Because I'm barred on the 1st fret, I'm playing an F actually. F, F minor. I can do that anywhere. This is an A. Take my middle finger off and it's A minor, right? Okay? And that's true anywhere on the neck. So E, E minor. The other one is A shape, A minor shape, right? This is A, A minor, right? You actually do it like this. When you play it in a bar chord, you use your 3rd finger to hold down those 3 fingers. So A and A minor shape. All right, A shape, A minor shape. That's how you would do it. All right. So this is a B flat. This is a B flat minor. This is a D. This is a D minor. Okay? Now, so where I start in this song is we start on the G minor. All right, I'm barring the 3rd fret and I'm playing an E minor shape with my 3rd and 4th finger here. So what if instead of barring with my 3rd finger, how about if I just put a capo there and let's see what happens. All right, and I'm just going to play an E minor there. Well, actually, I play an E minor 7 there because I like the way that sounds. And you could play the bar chord version of G minor 7. So because I've got the capo on the 3rd fret and I'm playing the E minor shape here, I'm playing a G minor. All right. Now the 2nd chord in the song is a B flat. Now, if I were to play a B flat as a bar chord without the capo on, one of the ways I could do it is the E shape right here on the 6th fret. Okay. Now, with the capo on, where if I play an E shaped bar chord on the 3rd fret, like without the capo, that's actually a G. If I were to do it without the capo, like if I were to play it like here, this is a G. Or right, G is here and G is here. Those are both G. All right. So how about if I go from the E minor and just go to the open shape? I can play a G right here. Okay. I'm wide awake, yeah, it's falling hard. Right. And then the 3rd chord is the F chord. And in bar chord shapes, let's see, it's right here on the 8th. If I play it on the 8th fret using an A shape, that's an F chord. If I didn't have without the, I would do this if I didn't have the capo on, right? So there's an F, right? Now, if the capo wasn't on, and what I'm on is like the 5th fret from the capo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that the chord I'm actually playing is an F. But if I didn't have the capo on, and I was doing this shape on the 5th fret, this chord is actually a D. Okay? So, right? D. D. But now I've got the capo on the 3rd fret. So I could either bar up there, like so, and I'll get the chord I want, or I could play a D shape. I'm not going to call it D because I've got the capo on the 3rd fret, so it's not really a D. Alright, and what I'm actually playing is an F. And now we're going to go to the we got to go to the 5 chord, and actually this is the 1 chord, and the 5 chord in D is A. All right. So let me review that. Since I just pulled out those numbers, I might have confused you with that. So let me do that again. All right. So there's my I've already determined that the E minor shape here, that the first chord I play is the 2. All right. And so if I know that this is the 2, well, what's the 1? If E is 2, 1 is D, right? What, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, right? So if E is 2, then D comes right before that. It's just, always in alphabetical order. All right, so we're in the key, we're doing the shapes, the chord shapes of the key of D. I'm actually going to attach like a grid sheet to this video, and it has all the versions of Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, all the major scales written across from 1 to 8, and so you can use that to either change from one key to another, capo or not, so you can use that sheet. So I need the 2, and then I need the 4, in the key of D. The 4 is G, and then I need the 1, and then I need the 5, and I'm going to do A sus4 because I'm playing it as in a sus4 chord. All right, same thing. I wish I knew then what I know now, and gravity hurts, etc. Okay. Now let's do another one. So again, our first chord is G minor. Let's find another G minor. So this is 1. What if I were to play it using an A minor shape? Well, then I'd go up to the 10th fret. This is also G minor. All right. So now instead of barring on the 10th fret, how about if I just capo on the 10th fret? All right. I'm wide awake. I'm in the same key. I'm just doing a different shape. Now, if I know that A minor is the 2, what comes in the music alphabet? We start at A, we go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we start again at A. All right, and then it just repeats. It's an infinite scale. It doesn't have it's only limited by how many notes are available on the instrument that you're playing. All right. All right. So if A is the 2, then G is the 1. All right. And so in G, 1 is G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. All right, that's the octave. All right, and again, you'll see this on the grid sheet that I attach here, so you don't have to know this by heart. Use the sheet. It's one of those sheets that when I give it to my students in a live situation, I say, look, you know, the only reason to try to memorize these sheets independently is if you suffer from insomnia, because out of context they're really, really boring. But when you need the information, it becomes interesting. So use the information in the context of, oh, I want to figure out how to play this song using different capo shapes, also in different keys. All right, so there's the 2. Now I need the 4. Now I need the 4, and the 4 in G is C. And then the 1, which is G, and then the 5 sus4, which is D sus4. I'm wide awake, and I was falling apart, I was how did I read the signs so wrong? No. Now here's the other thing, because when you get way up there on the capo, maybe instead of strumming, what I want is just some finger picking. Or maybe just single strums. While somebody's playing down here, those lower notes, I'm just doing this. So that's all, and that's just how I did it with one song. So just to review, without a capo, I'm playing G minor, B flat, F, and then C sus4. With the capo on the 3rd fret, I'm just talking about the shapes here. It's the same chords. To play a G minor, I'm actually playing an E minor shape. Then I'm playing a G shape for the B flat. Then I'm playing a D shape for the F. And then I'm playing an A sus4 for the an A sus4 shape or voicing for the C sus4. Right? And then the other thing I did was I went up to the 10th fret, and then I started with A minor, the A minor shape or A minor voicing. Then I went to the 4, and this is the voicings for the key of G. And then I went to the C shape, then to the G, and then to D sus4. All right? So those were 3 different examples. All right. Now, those were using just the bar chord shapes, using A shape and then E shape. Here's something else that you could do. Like, let's say you want to, you know, you can do your counting on your fingers thing. You know, you start with a chord. Let's say you're, you know, you want to start on G minor, but you want to use, let's say, a, I don't know, I'm going to pick one randomly. How about a D minor shape? Let's decide that this is, I'm going to make this the 2, all right? So if D is the 2, that means I'm playing in the key of C shapes, all right? So C, D, D is the 2, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? That's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in the key of C, right? So let's say D minor is my 1, but I want to play that. So how would I figure out, well, how would I make that a G minor? Where would I need to capo? Well, let's just do the counting up on your fingers version, right? If this is D, if I go up a fret, these are half steps, right? It's like going from a white key to a black key that's right next to it, black key to the white key that's right next to it, right? Those are half steps. Also, between E and F, there's no black key there. And between B and C, there's also no black key. Those are also half steps. Now in between the natural notes, like in between D and E, there's a black key on the piano. You can call it D sharp or E flat. That's the same note. All right, I'm going to use the sharp names here. So D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. There I am, okay? And my first finger is on the 6th fret, okay? Now, if I want this to be the 1st fret, I'm going to have to capo on the 5. D. All right, so if that's my 2, because I'm playing in the key of C, then I want to go to the 4 chord, and the 4 chord is F, and then the 1 chord is C, and then the 5 chord as a sus is G sus4. Alright, I'm still in the same key. I'm wide awake, yeah, I'm wide awake, yeah, with one heart, I will see, and the G sus4. That was just one more. So you could, you know, if you were at a party or hanging out with your band and you decided to cover this song, you could have somebody without a capo, somebody on 3, somebody on 5, somebody on 10. Right? That's 4 different shapes, all playing the same song. So that's really all it is. It's just numbers. It's 1 + 1 = 2. Now, if you just watched this video and you're thinking, it sounds an awful lot like English and I haven't a clue what she just said, and you have questions about it, please email me or call me. There is a phone number right at the bottom of this email, and you're welcome to call me and or you know, email me and ask me your questions. All right? Now, you can really count on the fact that I won't let you bother me with phone calls. You just call me before 9 p.m. Otherwise I'm comatose. But if you call me and I don't feel like talking, or if I'm just busy, I will let you go to voicemail, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, so you don't have to worry about bothering me. All right, I hope that helps. I hope that gets you inspired to play some music with other people, and have a great week.